What's up, everyone? I hope you're very well. I hope you're having a very nice Sunday. This is going to be a very short video, and the beginning of this video is going to be a mini update on this little project right here. This is the Sojo maple that we air layered. I think it was a couple of months ago, but anyway, this is the state of the original. Well, the mother plant, you can see the graft there. Yeah. So we can see that I've already removed or separated all of the little cuts, all of the little now plants from the main plant, from the mother plant. So we can see that in this little container right here, I got one. It's very, very small. I got a little freebie with this one in particular, because right beneath this cut there was another little section with a viable bud. Let me see if I can show it to you guys over here. Maybe you can see it, but let me see. It's right there. It's a little bud. It already has roots. It's starting to swell up. So in a couple of weeks we will see that this is also a new little plant. I got this one over here. That was the first one that was separated a couple of weeks ago, and also this one right here. So right now they look a little weird. They don't look super healthy, but that's because they haven't put out new leaves. But yeah, you can see that they're healthy. The little stems look healthy, look not withered or wrinkled, which is a telltale sign of dehydration. So the root system is forming and working. It already had roots. All of them already had roots. So it's more roots are coming out. They're being formed. And so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little DeSojo maples as we speak. So I'm gonna take good care of them. Hopefully they will survive this super harsh summer over here, and yeah, you'll see the development of them in my channel. So today's video is exactly we're gonna talk about maple, so it's right up the alley to this project, because we're gonna talk about taking cuttings. So I'm going to show you another little Japanese maple that I'm working on, and we're going to take a cutting from there, and you'll see the method that I use to root them. Yeah, so here we go. So over here I got a couple of Japanese maple cuttings that I've already taken. Let me grab this one first, and you can see that the same as with the other ones, the DeSojo ones. It's green. It's starting, let's see if I can focus, it's starting to push out the first few leaves there. Yeah, the little buds from the cutting, maybe if I put this here, yeah, from the cutting are swelling up. Let me just put it here. I'll put my hand as a background. Are swelling up, yeah. So you can see that this is definitely taken. It's planted in one of those little styrofoam cups that I use for the Japanese black pines here. So definitely it has taken. Same as with this one. This is in a little nursery bag. This is the same story. You can see that it's okay. A little leaf is coming out. So this is another cutting that also rooted, also took. So how do we do this? Well, some people do it the simpler way, which is to take a little cutting and put it directly in the ground. I'm gonna do one for you guys right now, so that you can see what I do. And this is fairly a new method for me, but as you can see, it's got very good results. So I'm gonna take you over there to another corner of my garden, where you can see another Japanese maple. We're going to take a little cutting from there, and then I'll show you what I do. So here we go. So here we are. This is one of the Japanese maples that I separated from a mother plant a couple of weeks ago, just as with the Sojo one. And you can see that it has a very nice distribution of the little branches. But this one in particular, I think we can do without. Yeah, so that's the example that we're going to take today. Okay, so let me see if I can do that on camera. Let me see. I'm going to take this one. There we go. And this is the perfect size. This is the perfect size for the cuttings that we can take. You can do this during the autumn, during the early days of the autumn. You can do this during spring, also during winter, you know, but you have to store these until the growing conditions on the outside improve significantly, yeah, until they have nice weather, so that when you plant them, they can grow no problem because of the heat or because of the cold. So this is what we do, you know, we take a nice 3 to 4 inches, 3 to 4 inch cutting. Yeah, and like I said before, most people would just stick them in the ground and that's it. And you could definitely do that, but if you live in an environment that it's not like the typical habitat for a Japanese maple, or you want to have a little bit more control over the process, you can do the following. What I do is I put these in a bag filled with soil, like completely filled with soil, and that's what we're going to do right now. I got a little bag of cocoa peat, cocoa dust, like the typical, for example, this one right here, the typical substrate that I use with my mineral mix, and that's going to be very good to root these. Yeah, so let's go ahead and do that, and I'll show you one that's a little bit more further down the process. Yeah, so here we go. So here I have it. You can see that the bag is just a little plastic bag, and I completely filled it with I filled it with the substrate that I told you about. It doesn't have to be wet, like soaking wet, but if it's got a bit of moisture there, that's perfect. You see how it doesn't cake up or anything? Of course, if you squeeze it together, it doesn't drip any water or anything. That's the perfect substrate. Yeah. So what a lot of people do is that they use rooting hormone, but I've never used it, you know. And what you do is you just put it inside and you close the bag. That's it, you know. Now, a very interesting point to remember about this is that you have to keep this in a dark spot for a couple of weeks. Yeah. You don't have to keep it close to like a natural source of light, like a window, or near like an LED light, or you know, the light bulbs in your room or whatever. No, you just keep them maybe under your bed, maybe in a drawer, you know, that you're not going to open. It has to be in complete darkness, because if you don't do that, little fungus and little molds might start appearing on the cutting, and that would kill it, you know, almost instantly. Not instantly, of course, you know, but it's like a death sentence for the little plant. So yeah, you have to keep it in a very, very dark place. Yeah, and so we're going to take a look at one that's been here for a week, and we're going to periodically check back on them to see what happens. But this is what we must find before we plant them in a little bag or in a little container. So let me show you this one that I took 1 week ago, and I'll show you what it looks like. Yeah, so here we go. And here it is. Granted, this is not a Japanese maple cutting. This is a very cool rose variety that I'm taking a cutting from, and you can see that in that tip, you know, the tip that we cut, we can see this little ring, this little callus. That's perfect, you know, that's what you want. Exactly the same little structure is going to be formed in your Japanese maple cuttings, and that's when you want to plant them in their individual bags. Use a very well draining soil, I use 50% cocoa dust with 25% pumice, 25% volcanic rock, and I've had, maybe 80% success. So that's very good, right? That's very, very good. Of course, if you use rooting hormone, you're just adding, more elements that can help you succeed. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant this little guy. And like I said, this is going to be after about a week. Literally, this was planted a week ago. Maybe it was a bit faster because this is a rose, not a Japanese maple. But, in a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, absolutely, the little callus might very well form in a Japanese maple. So I'm going to plant this little guy. I'm going to give you a couple of little final notes, and that's going to be it. Yeah, so here we go. That's it. Here we are. All planted. Sorry, my finger is getting in the way. Yeah, all planted. And the last thing that you got to do in order to make this survive and root is to keep it in a bright but shaded spot. If that makes sense, it's going to be outside, it's going to be receiving light, but on the shade. That's where you want to keep this, And also, what I do is every day I go by where they are, and I just do this. That's it, and that's going to keep it moist. That's going to keep it, in a suitable at a suitable temperature, so that it continues to develop. Yeah. So coincidentally, we got a couple of little cuttings that I also took that way. These are azalea cuttings. This one doesn't look too good, but you can see that it also has foliage. This one is trying to flower. So yeah, this is a technique that works. This is a technique that I really like, and it's a way to get all of those little pieces of foliage that you get when you cut your Japanese maples. You can turn them into new little plants. And my neighbors are playing super loud music, so I'm gonna wrap this up. Anyway, you guys, so if you had any doubts, questions, anything, drop them down below. I'll see you next time. Bye.